Hello dear pilots and welcome to another video. Today I'm here in a Series SR20 and I need you to be ready to learn a lot because we have a very interesting topic today. We're going to talk about mixture, the specific and correct procedure to lean the mixture for this engine and any other engine of course. Before we start moving knobs and pushing buttons, I need you to understand some stuff regarding the mixture, temperatures, and so. Very good. So right now I'm reaching my cruise altitude of 8,500 feet. However, I need to set up the power and then the mixture. Power. I'm going to use 21 inches. I'm looking here at the manifold pressure. I'll show you right now. 21 inches on the manifold pressure. And I'm doing that with the throttle. Power. Now, how I will set the mixture. Okay, so we need to understand a couple of terms before we do that. Now, first of all, I want you to understand the relationship between the temperatures, power, and fuel. And for that, I did this quick graphic. First of all, we have fuel here, so that it's the mixture. That's the mixture. Cut off, full reach. Cut off, full reach. Got it? So if we move that knob, we're gonna move on this horizontal plane. Power. We have this red line, and that will give us two specific zones we want to fly. One is the best power. One is the best economy. Usually, best power will consume more fuel. See, we're on the richer side. And the best economy will consume less fuel. We're on the lean side. Now, best power is going to give us more power, more speed, and best economy is going to give us less power, less speed. Nice. For that, we're going to consider from this line to the right, reach of peak, and this line to the left, lean of peak. And where's the peak? Here is the peak. And that peak is the temperature peak of the exhaust gas temperature. All this. Whenever we lean the mixture, we are going to rise that temperature. And why that rises? Because right now here, for example, in a climb, we'll use the full reach mixture. When we start to lean that mixture, we're going to have a best or a better explosion. And because we have a more explosion or better explosion, we will have more heat. That's why the temperature rises. After we have that best or more explosion, the fuel is gonna start to decrease on the cylinder and the explosion will become less effective. So that's why the temperature then drops. Perhaps we don't want to stay on the peak side. We want to stay a little bit right on the reach side of the peak or left on the reach, on the lean side of the peak. So, we're gonna use a special function of the system which is the lean assist of this Avidyne MFD, and that will help us to get to the best power section and to the economy section. As we lean the mixture, the temperatures on the exhaust gas temperature rises. I'm going to show you. So if I start to lean the mixture, look at those numbers. Those numbers will start to increase. See that? Good. If I reach the mixture, those numbers will start to decrease. That. There's a decrease on the exhaust gas temperature. Now that you are becoming an expert on the CHT and EGT and all that stuff, peaks and so, let's do that. So, right now, I'm going to use the lean assist. This is a very cool function of this Avidyne screen. So, I will hit lean assist and look that we have a message here which says looking for first peak. The system is looking for the first EGT cylinder to peak, and peak is that it will go up, 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 up. There you go. Now going down, down, down. So that's a peak, okay? So I'm gonna start reducing the mixture, and you will see here two things. The fuel flow, it's gonna reduce, and the temperatures, the whole temperatures for all the 6 cylinders are gonna increase. So let me start pulling down, and you do that very slowly, otherwise the lane assist won't work that good. Okay, so yeah, now you see the speed on which I'm reducing the mixture. See those numbers coming up? See that fuel flow going down? So there's the EGT increasing. We are now on 1,000s. We'll continue to reduce the mixture and look for the first peak, the first EGT to peak. See, those numbers are still going up. We have 1,060, the highest, and they are still going up. We have 9 gallons per hour right now. And I think, there you go, that's the first peak. So the last peak detected, there it is. So the system checked for the first one and then the last peak. So when we have the last peak detected, now we need, see where the mixture is? We have about 7.7 gallons. Now we need to increase the mixture to the reach side. We're gonna do that. Remember, we are now on the lean off peak side. So right now the system will look for number 6 cylinder to peak on the reach side. See that? Reach side. So I need to increase the mixture. That number will be reducing from negative to 0 or positive. Remember to do that slowly. And there's the peak. It will be detecting that, and just there you go. So peak detected. So from that peak, we will go about 50 to 75 degrees, Fahrenheit degrees. We are using that units for this specific aircraft, and the system will tell you whenever you reach that specific best power range. Okay, so there we go. We have 36, 40 degrees cooler from the peak, and there's 50, and there's 60, and there's 75. See that? Now I'm falling on the best power configuration. So 75 degrees from the peak on the reach side is going to be our best power configuration for this specific aircraft. Okay? So now you know how to set that mixture for the best power configuration. And that will give you about 62% engine power. This aircraft has this gauge. It's pretty cool because it will tell you the percentage of power. So that's easy. We're gonna use for this time the best economy configuration for the best power. So remember, we got the mixture here, the power. We're gonna select lean assist, and we're gonna concentrate for the first one to peak. So start reducing the mixture slowly for the EGT to rise, and we're gonna look for the first one to peak. Remember, for the best power, number 6 was the first one to peak, and it did about 1,060 degrees. So let's continue, we're almost there. We're about 1,030, 1,040s. There we go. They're hitting 1,080. And there's a peak. Okay? So the system is continuing to look for the last peak. And there it is. Now, from now, we won't enrich the mixture. We will continue to lean until the system will give us the best economy. There you go. See that? So now we reach the best economy, and that will put us in about 50 degrees cooler than the peak. Now you get it? Alright. Now I'm going to show you really quick the relationship between best power and best economy. We have this instrument here that will give us the percentage of power we're using right now. So right now, remember, we are on the best power setting. And I'm going to go to the best economy zone. I know where it is, I just want to show you the percentage of power that is going to change. You will see an increment on the HT temperatures. We're going to go to the peak and then to the lean of peak side of the power. So right now we are on the lean of peak power. What's the percentage? Is less. So we were in about 66 to 70 to 67, and right now it dropped to 62%. So that will give us less speed and less fuel consumption. If we go to the reach of peak side of the power, which is gonna be somewhere right there, we're gonna have more fuel consumption, more available power, and the speed is going to increase a little bit more. Now, because, you know, sometimes we cheat or so, you can remember where that mixture knob is going to be. So I'll use the X. So the middle of the X is going to be almost, and I'm pretty much sure that all the time is going to be the best power setting. Okay, but remember, just double check and use your lean assist function to get the best power from your engine.
Okay, very good. So today you learned the relationship between the fuel, the mixture, and the exhaust gas temperatures in order to get the best economy or the best power configuration for whatever we want to. The best power, we're gonna get more power, but more fuel consumption and more speed. On the best economy, we'll have less fuel consumption, less power, and a little bit less speed, but we will increase the range. If you have any other question regarding the topic, how we can do a lean and use a specific configuration on the mixture, maybe for your specific type of aircraft, remember all the aircraft are different. These engines are non-turbocharged, so there are turbocharged engines and variable pitch and so just leave those questions on the comment section so I can answer them to you. Remember, I'm Lalo Mijares, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel youtube.com/Lalo Mijares, and also check my Instagram profile at Lalo Mijares for more pictures and stories. Remember, fly safe and happy landings.